Despite a state-centric education development policy, the public investments in education has declined historically, and it is low also compared to other countries in the region, both more advanced countries and countries at the same level as such. So what we see is in Sri Lanka, because the demand is increasing for education and the state sector is not catering to that demand, we see the NSA engagement has increased over the year. With this increasing engagement, there are also concerns about regulatory frameworks, monitoring quality, and also looking at consumer welfare.
So Sri Lanka has had an extensive education network, achieved a lot of achievements, but still there is a big gap. We need to improve the access to lower levels of education as well as tertiary education. In that regard, I would say in both segments, lower levels as well as tertiary level, there is a significant presence of private sector. As you correctly said that both sectors have grown recently, but the problem is that there's still kind of lack of acceptance by the majority of the people because there's not much of regulation and politicians go into both sectors.
Very recently, when the private sector tax was increased from 14%, we were paying 14%. When it was increased to 30%, we were expecting it to move from 14 to 15 because there were certain sectors identified as special sectors, but we were also now being put to 30%. So whether it is pay or taxes, everything we pay just like a private organization. Now, the only benefit that we have had was that we've had the freedom to do things differently.
In terms of the challenges that we faced was when we went out there with these solutions, the lack of awareness among the general public, among the teachers themselves was a big challenge we saw. So it took us a lot of convincing and all that to tell them, look, let's go ahead and see how the results are. So that's one issue. Then the parents, again, then looking at technology with a level of suspicion.
With the economic constraints faced by the country, it's very unlikely the country can afford to provide access to education.
So the main recommendations from our study is that encourage non-state participation in education services, but under regulation and with consideration to equity, because now it is increasingly becoming obvious that it is not possible for the state, with the investments going on and with the financial issues that the country is facing, to invest more to improve the education sector to achieve the goals that we are committed to. So we need to involve the private sector, but with regulation and also considering equity issues.
The non-state sector can collaborate in some other ways also to supplement the gaps of the government education sector, like with innovation. Sometimes our schools and us, even at the ministry level, we struggle with some software development programs, and also there is a gap in the regulations. We are, in terms of the acquisition of the schools, we are still governed by the number 8, Act number 8 of 1961, which actually states no person shall be able to start a school other than the government for the students of age 5 to 14 years. Now, if we are to regulate the non-state sector providers, then there should be a legislation change and also accorded by certain principles and the policies. So these must be laid down in a proper way and agreed by the both parties.